Recently, we have been blessed by many new productions, including TV shows, movies, as well as announcements for new ones. For example, The Rings of Power, when we saw for the first time Black Elf and Black Harfoots. Velma, where the titular character was portrayed as Black, as well as Norville. Resident Evil, where the main antagonist from the game, Albert Wesker, was portrayed by a black actor. By the way, rest in peace Lance Reddick, you were amazing in The Wire, in Fringe, and in John Wick. Well, in Resident Evil you were given crap material, but you still managed to be the best in that show. Rest in peace, man. Pretty soon, The Little Mermaid, where the main character, Ariel, is portrayed by a black actress, will arrive in cinemas. We should also brace ourselves for Peter Pan and Wendy, which is set to premiere by the end of April 2023. And guess what? One of the main characters, the fairy, Tinkerbell, is also portrayed by black actress. And let's also not forget the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, where main character April O'Neil is now black and a little bit heavier than her previous iterations, so to speak. Look, race swapping, when done correctly, is not always a bad thing. It can improve the adaptation of source material, whether it's a TV show or a movie. Characters of Heimdall in Thor, the Aquaman in Aquaman, and of course Nick Fury in Avengers. All of these, they were race swapped because source material portrays them as white. Unfortunately, what is happening right now has little to do with quality of the show and a lot to do with pushing the ideology, unfortunately. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why the act of retrofitting existing characters with new identities is not the best way to achieve the goal of diversity. Let's go. Number 1. Using fanbaiting to blame the audience for r-ism in case of backlash. Fanbaiting is now said to be a deliberate marketing tactics using by modern media, and it is best explained in this tweet. Fanbaiting is a form of marketing used by producers, film studios and actors with the intent of exciting artificial controversy, garnering publicity, and explaining away the negative reviews of a new and often highly anticipated production. Swapping characters' skin color is a very convenient way of dealing with the show if the writers and producers believe that the show may flop, because it is preparation of the race defense. That way they can defend against any type of criticism, whether it's backlash or hate or rage or constructive arguments, by saying that you are all angry because characters are black. So you are phobes and r-ists. This allows the creators to completely shift the responsibility of creating crappy product to audience. Because, it's not our fault, it's the audience. They did not understand our racial, diverse and inclusive message. Oh, and speaking of diversity and inclusion message. Number 2. Pandering to the wrong or even non-existent audience. I have a theory that Hollywood writers and producers, they live in their own Hollywood bubble. They believe that the whole world is diverse and inclusive because Los Angeles is diverse and inclusive, and Twitter especially its left-wing activists, they reflect the whole population on the planet Earth. That means they hire people from the Hollywood left-wing bubble and they create products for Hollywood left-wing bubble. However, the problem is that it does not reflect the whole population. Normal people who come from work, who are very tired, they just want to be entertained. They just want to have fun watching something interesting. They don't want to be preached the woke ideology. Because forced messaging never convinced anyone. On the contrary. Why do you think the word woke has evolved to be perceived so negatively in the modern day and age? This is the exact reason. So instead of getting a high budget entertainment, we are receiving the same old message. White males bad, females amazing, black people amazing, minorities the most amazing of them all. This is why race swapping main characters in this day and age is not being done to improve the production. No, it is done for ideological reasons. And this is why it is not a positive trend. Normal people, tired after the whole day of work, they really don't react very well to that kind of forced messaging. Which brings me nicely to another point. Number 3. False belief that negative feedback equals profit. Some people claim that negative feedback is better than indifference, but believe me, it doesn't work like this when we are about to sell something. Negative reinforcement doesn't equal increased amount of sales and increased amount of customers. Those are absolute basics. I remember articles, journalists claiming that, maybe Rings of Power, maybe Velma, those shows are not very good. However, everybody is talking about them. Well, guess what? Even if everybody is talking about them, even if the number of views for these shows isn't low, it does not translate into an increased number of subscriptions, whether it's HBO or Amazon or Disney+. On the contrary, these platforms keep losing subscribers. Because guess what? If you produce more and more shows that turn out to be shit, your customers will start thinking that you do not respect them and will leave you. And believe me, the audience understands when something is not right when you create shows that are mainly focused on diversity and race swapping, instead of telling a good comprehensive story. Do you know why? Number 4. Erasure of original beloved characters and stories. If you reboot a franchise, exchange original characters, swap their skin colors and personalities, you override the originals, and unfortunately for creators, original characters is usually what fanbase is attached to. Why do you think the newest Star Wars trilogy has received so much hate for changing Luke Skywalker into someone unrecognizable? A successful Jedi Master. His story was developed in 3 original trilogy movies. Not only he defeated Darth Vader, but also he brought his own father back from dark side of the Force and gave him peace. Luke was an optimistic, idealistic young man with the desire to end evil and bring good. He was impetuous, don't get me wrong, as most young people are, but his heart was always good and true. And by the end, in Return of the Jedi, he conquered his own demons. But then we see him as a bitter, broken old man who basically regressed completely and is hateful and doesn't want to do anything and just wants to die. Rian Johnson took it way too far for one reason: to promote the character of Rey, of Mary Sue, who is great at everything and looks amazing by comparison. This is what keeps happening in modern media, especially when we change the white character into a black one, because right now the politically correct way of telling stories is to present black and minority characters always as great, perfect and amazing. By changing the original legacy characters and twisting their stories, the creators are most likely to receive backlash from established fan bases, because fans may feel that their beloved characters have been altered without good reason. And this brings me to the last, final question, the most important one. Why repeat the same already told stories? Why reboot them with new characters? Well, I'm glad you asked, because that brings me nicely to the last point. Number 5. Erasure of creativity, exposing Hollywood's laziness and lack of ideas. Yes, we all know that making a movie is not a cheap thing. The cast, the crew, the production, the post-production, everything costs a lot of money. Therefore, investors prefer putting their money into something that is a safe bet and guarantees return and profit. Rebooting existing franchises seems like a very safe bet because, well, those already have their own audiences, they already have their own fan bases, right? So let's just make something exactly like that, just with some new ideas, like race swapping characters, and let's rake in money. However, it doesn't work like that. First off, fans usually prefer the original version. Do you know what I thought when I heard that we are going to be blessed with new Peter Pan, that they are going to be a new Little Mermaid? Well, the first thought that came across my mind was, Jesus Christ, those people are really lazy and have completely no constructive ideas. And I believe it's true. In Hollywood right now, they just don't want to be creative. They don't want to take risks to create something new and absolutely fresh. Because new and fresh in investors' mind equals risky. And risk means increased chance of losing money, even though it also means increased chance of earning a lot of money. But like I said, high risk, high reward. This is why we are going to get Wendy, who kicks ass of 2 experienced pirates. This is why Lost Boys are no longer Lost Boys. They are right now lost, diverse people, boys and girls, all together. This is why the actress portraying Little Mermaid is black and also claims that this is an improvement to the source material. This is why the new Velma is a racist, unwatchable piece of crap. And to clarify, I have absolutely nothing against black characters as long as it's done right. I love Blade. Wesley Snipes is amazing as that character. By the way, one of the first Marvel superheroes shown on screen. I love Equalizer franchise. I absolutely loved Apollo Creed in Rocky. And hell, I even enjoyed watching Black Panther, the first movie. And I love Morpheus from The Matrix. So yes, it can be done right. However, what's happening right now in Hollywood is not correct. I mean, this is politically correct, but it does not result in good product. And this is why Hollywood keeps losing money hand over fist. This is why Warner Bros. Is in financial trouble, and this is why they had to cancel Batgirl the movie. The rumor is that movie was woke as hell and basically the test screenings were not a success. This is why Marvel's Phase 4 was a mess, full of flops. The MCU is struggling to make money. The only successful picture was Spider-Man No Way Home, and that is owned by Sony, by the way. The MCU is in decline, the merchandise doesn't sell, and they try to fight it with race swapping and introducing more diverse characters. Yay! That's it for this video. Do you agree with my opinion? Do you agree with my 5 reasons? Maybe you think there are more reasons? Please leave a comment and let's discuss this. It was a content from Malcontent. See you next time. Cheers. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, drop a like and press the notification bell so you won't miss anything I upload. And if you didn't enjoy this, hell, subscribe anyway. At least you will know when there is a new video to actively hate.